name is Coleman McCarthy. And I've been very fortunate and blessed to be able to teach peace studies here at the high school for the last 29 years. I'm a volunteer, which means I can't be fired. I haven't been hired. But I do want to thank our good administration, and also we have a very caring faculty here, and I've been very privileged to be a part of it. I am also good friends of Annie and Paul Mahan, who are the funders of our awards tonight. They've given me $40,000 in the past 3 years to distribute, and we have $15,000 to hand out this evening also to 5 of our students and 1 very special guest. The motto of our class is, if you want to make a difference in the world, start to be different and start to become a peacemaker. We can do that, and I've seen so many students come through our classes, and I am overjoyed to be a part of them, part of their lives. So the ones I want to call up, I'll call them up in order. Janie Fredman is here tonight. Saria Ismail is here. Our good brother Antonio Ramirez. Our good sister Madison Schaefer. And our wonderful sister also, Zara Sissoko. And our final guest is Milton Brown. I forgot to mention the funders of our program, as I said, are Annie and Paul Mahan. Paul Mahan is a general counsel for United Therapeutics, one of our most ethical of all the health companies. And his wife Annie is a yoga instructor, and also came to our class last Monday to talk about eating disorders and mindfulness. So those are the funders of our program. And I wanted to say just a couple words about each recipient. Janie Fredman is going to McAllister College, I do believe, and she's been in our class. And she has a very special talent for reminding me to stay on message, Mr. McCarthy. And I would wander off a little bit. I should tell you, Janie's taking a gap year, and she's going down to New Orleans, Louisiana, to help out. And New Orleans does need some help. We saw this long article just on Monday in the Post about the situation with the schools in New Orleans. So Janie, we want you to shape them up down there and do your best, Janie. Thank you, Janie. Each awardee received $2,500. One thing we forget to do with these ceremonies, I think, we forget to recognize the parents of these wonderful deep thinkers. And I do want to recognize Janie's parents, Judy and Jonathan. Will they please stand up and give them a round of applause? Our next recipient is Soraya Ismail. He is a musician and he's very talented, and I think we need to have somebody take off to take after what Prince has left us. So I think on the first day of the class, I asked the students to fill out a little questionnaire for us about why they're taking the course in peace studies. And Soraya wrote very touchingly, as someone who's looking forward to teaching, to pursuing a career in conflict resolution, I feel that this class will help me become more aware of the world's conflicts and how to solve them without fists, guns, armies, bombs, and nukes. So I congratulate you again, Soraya. Antonio Ramirez, who is a member of our class, and was a very reflective young man, and he came down to the TED Talks at Georgetown where Milton Brown was giving a talk that evening, and he came also with Madison Schaefer. Antonio's going to the University of Pennsylvania, and he will, this past couple of years, he's been teaching tennis to some of our future athletes, and also mentoring students in math and Spanish. So I congratulate you very much. Make sure you teach them how to get the first one in, okay? Did everybody get that one? No? All right. Very good. One thing I always encourage my class to do the first day, I like people who disagree with me. I really have no choice in my line. I work as a left-wing journalist. I get a fair amount of mail every week from readers around the country who call me a fool, jerk, know-nothing, ignoramus, idiot. And then I read my negative mail. All right, did everybody get that one? All right. There's always a few slow ones that miss the jokes. They're usually Republicans. All right, so that just slipped out, okay? I'm in a 12-step program to overcome my biases. Our next recipient is our dear Madison Schaefer, who's a joy to have. Madison has been volunteering to go over to Walter Reed Hospital. She wants to be a surgeon. And she goes over almost every afternoon and sees what the medical calling is all about. It's one of the great helping professions. She went the other day to hear a talk by Brian Stevenson, the great death penalty lawyer. And she told me about that, and I said, gee, now Madison, be careful. You may become a lawyer now. Rather than a doctor. She said, no, she had a great answer. She said, I may become both a doctor and a lawyer. So Madison, and you're going to go to the University of Vermont, and Madison is a very devout vegan, a vegetarian, an ethical vegetarian, and that counts a lot to getting these awards. I do lean a little bit that way. All you flesh eaters, you're not going to get this prize. So Madison is going to the University of Vermont, and you'd be delighted to know that we have a previous awardee who went to the University of Vermont. She's in the third year now, and that's good Catherine Freeman. Where's Catherine Freeman? Madison's father and mother, her father and mother are here also, Kelly and David. Where are Kelly and David? Can you stand up? I forgot to mention Sarah, his mother and father, Omar and Florence. Where are they for a nice award? Antonio's parents are Carlos and Lynn. Whereabouts are Carlos and Lynn? There's Madison. Thank you, Madison. And Zara Sissoko is here with us tonight, and she was a very special student of mine, full of enthusiasm, and I saw it every Friday, because on Fridays our class goes out and protests the war machine, which is devastating our economy and needlessly killing people. We've been fighting 3 wars that can't be won, that can't be explained, and can't be afforded. And Zara is the most enthusiastic protester out there. She loves to get the cars honking, and we have several signs. One sign says "Honk for Peace," and if you're going too fast to get that sign, we have another one: "Honk again for peace." And so, Zara, congratulations on this award. Zara's mother is here. His name is Donna. Where is Donna? Right over there. Our final recipient is a man named Milton Brown. Milton Brown's from Norfolk, Virginia. He never knew his father. He was abandoned by his mother when he was 11 years old. At age 18, he had no money to go to college, so he was hired by the United States government in 1968 to go kill people in Vietnam, which he did. It all but ruined his soul, it all but ruined his life. The military gave him some heroin to help him remain a killer. He became addicted to heroin. He came back home, and he would be addicted for 30 years until he finally withdrew amid great suffering. He had a son who was murdered in Northeast Washington. He has another son who refuses to speak to him. He has PTSD. He receives psychiatric care every week from the VA. His 2 marriages failed because of his PTSD. He became homeless. He lived in the shelters of Washington. When they became chaotic, he took to the streets. He's been coming to our classes for the past 4 or 5 years, talking to our students. He also comes to my classes at Georgetown Law School, American University, and the University of Maryland, as well as Wilson High School, where I teach also. Students hear his talk, and many start to cry at what this man has been through. There is some good news. He has a job now after overcoming his addiction and his homelessness. He works cleaning the floors of supermarkets from 11 o'clock at night to 7 a.m. in the morning. And also, he's making a great comeback. His dream at 18 years old was to become an accountant. This fall, Milton will go back to college. He's going to go to the University of DC and major in accounting. Just to finish up, I always tell my students, particularly the peace classes, it's one thing to go out and change the world, but don't ever let the world change you, because it will surely try to do so. I also tell my classes, almost at the end of every class, you have some homework, and the homework is to go tell somebody that you love them. And if you can't find someone to tell them that you love them, what should you do? Look a little harder. And if you still can't find them, call me up, call up Milton, because we know where the unloved people are. Just before we go, I want to count to 3. And in very loud voices, I want you to call out, "We love you, Milton." I'm going to call it out right now. So clear your throats. 1, 2, 3. We love you. That wasn't loud enough. Again, thank you very much. Thank you.